Welcome to Revit. This is the architectural design software that we are going to use in our class. As you open the software, there's a couple different areas of the screen that comes up that are important that we need to know about. First, the two most important terms that you need to hear about now is the term models and families. Models are the projects that contain all of the bits and pieces, the floor plans, the walls, the furniture, the everything. Okay? This is the puzzle, this is the whole thing. Families are the term for the different categories of the bits and pieces we use to make models. Okay. So in the puzzle analogy, families are the pieces, the individual pieces. As you can see in my recent files area, I have a couple title blocks, a table, and a truss system. Those are all can be used to make the different projects that you see up here in the models area. For our class, the primary thing that we're going to do is we're going to work in the models area. So you don't really need to worry about families for now. Um, for the beginning, we're going to work in models. So that's important though, as you come to this gray side area where we have buttons for open and new, and then open and new again. You want to make sure you're picking the right ones because we are going to be creating new models for now. So as I do that, go ahead and click new model. It'll ask me about what template to start from. A template is just a group of settings that gives you the right views, the right families to start with, the right title blocks, all the settings so that you can build your project. It is very important that you always start your projects from the proper template. If you don't start from the proper template, you very well might have to start over. So please make sure that you take this step very seriously. Now, as we look in the list of templates we can start from, we don't see the EHS one that we want. So we're going to click Browse, and we're going to click the EHS Basic template. This is the one we're going to start pretty much all of our projects from. So we're going to go ahead and hit Open, and we see it right here. Now, in a few minutes, I'm actually going to go over a step to make it so that anytime you hit New Model, it's the default template that pops up right here. So you can just push OK. But for now, you have to make darn sure that you select that one. All right, as this opens, you'll see you have a workspace. You have four little symbols. These are your elevation views. Think of these kind of like cameras that would look at the side of the building as you build it. Do not delete them because with them will leave the elevation view and then you'll have to recreate it. So do not delete them. They're nice and out of the way. If you do have to make a larger building where they are in your way, they can be moved easily. You just click on them and move them. You will also see we have menus across the top. Architecture is where we're going to start the majority of our items from. This is the stuff that we're going to use to build the house, add components, which is furniture and fixtures, and all that sort of stuff. There's a variety of menus that you will also use. Down the side, you will see that you have the properties menu and you have the projects browser. Now be careful, both of them have X's to close these, and you don't really want to do that because you need both of these menus out all the time in order to open various views that you need and manipulate items up here in the properties menu. If by chance they are not showing, or if you accidentally did close them, where you want to go is view at the top, all the way to the right to user interface. And when you drop this down, you want to make sure you get project browser and properties. There are other ones that are checked mark, but project browser and properties are the ones that for some reason students seem to disappear accidentally all the time. So that's where you get those back. The nice part about the properties menu is it is a smart menu. So currently I have nothing selected, so it goes to floor plan. If I happen to select this elevation marker, you can see I now get the choices for the elevation. So that's how that works. There's also a few little menus down here that we'll use for cropping views, menu items down here that we'll use for cropping views. You also have this floating menu off to the right side that has some view options in it. We'll use a lot of different ways that we can like zoom in, zoom out, change our view, but some of them are over here. Speaking of zooming in, zooming out, and changing our view, a lot of it can be done on the mouse with the scroll wheel. If I scroll back towards the palm of my hand, I zoom out. If I scroll away from the palm of my hand, if I scroll up, um, then that will zoom in. I can also push the mouse wheel down, and in certain views that will orbit my view. In this view here, it will just move it around back and forth. This is called panning. Okay, and there's in a 3D view, which you'll see in one of our first videos, you can actually hold that with the Shift key on your keyboard and change the angle of your view. Now, before we get going on our first project, we do want to make a quick change. As I said, we want this template to be basically our default template, and here's how we can do that. You have to, with a file open, you have to come up to the blue file button, drop this down, and go to Options. Under Options, you want to go down to where it says File Locations. And under File Locations, you're going to see the names of those templates. Now, you don't need all of these, but there's not really a reason to get rid of them, because what we're going to do is we're going to click the plus sign. We're going to click EHS Basic Template, hit Open, and it's going to put it, but it puts it at the bottom of the list. So with the box around it, you want to click the up arrow until you can't click the up arrow anymore. It will probably go out of your view, but until you can't click that anymore, that's when you'll click it. And you'll notice it is now at the top. The nice part about this is when I click OK, I know that I have a brand new blank document open, but if I was to click to get I'll just go to File, New Document. You'll see that EHS Basic Template is the one that's in the list now because I added it to the list and put it on top. So that's very, very helpful. With that, you've made your settings. Those are settings for you on this computer. If you install Revit at home, you would have to make the same changes, which also means you would have to download the EagleCrest template from Schoology. If you change seats, if for some reason we have to replace your computer, you will have to do that setting again. But as you can see, it's pretty simple and easy, and you'll always have access to this video. Good luck in class, and it's time to move on to your first project.